10 horrifically ironic car names. From time to time, car manufacturers give their products names that allude to attributes they really don't have. Here are some of the world's worst offenders. Suzuki Esteem. Esteem was the North American name given to the Suzuki Cultus or Baleno in other markets. Remember, esteem is a synonym for respect, admiration, recognition, and awe, which are all the exact opposite of what people will be thinking when they see it. On the flip side, the uninspiring Esteem would make for the perfect bank robbery car, because any witnesses to the crime would forget the car as soon as they saw it. That actually gives me a great idea. Kia Pride. Kias are great cars these days, but this uninnovative box of misery from the 90s isn't something you'd take pride in. In case you never knew this car existed, it was in fact a rebadged version of the Ford Festiva and was sold as a saloon, hatchback, and estate. Overall, the Pride is well known for its reliability and no-frills approach to motoring, so a name like Kia Yawn would have been more suitable. Suzuki Swift. Yes, I know there have been fast Suzuki Swifts. You can still buy the Swift Sport, and the older Cultus-related Swifts even had GTi editions, but most are really, really slow. Does 0 to 60 miles an hour in 17.4 seconds sound swift to you? Thought not. Let's move on then. Skoda Rapid. On a similar theme to the Swift, we have the Rapid from Skoda, and with the most powerful version putting out a mere 120 bhp from a 1.4 litre engine, rapid it certainly is not. Then there's the old Rapid, which manages to puff out just 54 bhp from its carburetted 1.3 litre engine. Oldsmobile Achieva. Harsh as it may sound, the only thing that this car achieved to do was accelerate the death of Oldsmobile. In fact, the Achieva was a forgettable car with a stupid name, especially when combined with a 120 horsepower 4-cylinder, 3-speed automatic, and plastic wheel covers. However, there was another version of the Achieva that wasn't so dull. Called the Achieva SCX, it featured a different cam profile, higher redline, and a less restrictive exhaust, all of which gave the SCX a 10 horsepower bump in power. Daewoo Racer. The Daewoo Racer is the ironic gift that keeps on giving. It's another name occasionally given for the ambitiously titled Daewoo Le Mans, a car that was sometimes called the Heaven. If this is what heaven looks like, then we've got an eternity of boredom to look forward to. Brilliance BS6. Okay, so this one's a brand name and not a model, but still, brilliance was not a word that came to mind when the Chinese-built BS6 folded like paper during a 2007 crash test. As for the BS6 part of the name, that stands for bullshit, bullshit, and bullshit. Mitsubishi Carisma. I genuinely can't think of a car with less charisma than this. Other words you'd attribute to this car are unremarkable, imprecise, and, what was I talking about again? Oh yeah, the poorly named Carisma featured a crashy and jarring ride, loads of body roll, and wasn't put together well. Sure, it was a Japanese car, but it was actually made in Holland. Mini Countryman. Okay, so I'm not calling out the BMW subsidiary for its already ironic use of the word mini, because most cars in today's world are bloated and way bigger than before. Where things have gone too far, however, is with the definitely not mini Countryman. I mean, it's jacked up, long, wide, and the exact opposite of what mini used to be. And then you just have to look at it. It's not exactly an oil painting, is it? Hyundai Excel. The Hyundai Excel was a big value, honest car that sold by the shipload because it was cheap and slightly more comfortable than riding a donkey. But apart from that, the Excel as a car didn't actually excel at anything, other than being dull. Unsurprisingly, shortly after its release, a plethora of mechanical and fit and finish issues revealed themselves, which is probably what Hyundai was alluding to when it named the car. Either that, or they called it after Microsoft Excel. You know, the program Hyundai used to design the car. Are there any more horrifically ironic car names you can think of? As Arnie would say, get to the comments! There's no time! Get to the comments! In full-fat twin-turbocharged mode, the Supra is an absolute animal. It's a tuner's dream project as the 2JZ engine is ripe for massive horsepower gains. But the iconic car also came with an entry-level model, which utilised a naturally aspirated version of the 2JZ inline-6,